Blaming Brooklyn Beckham. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Hitherto, I have explained that Brooklyn Beckham is in the dynamic with a narcissist, his wife, Nicola Peltz. I provided cogent and detailed pieces of evidence to support that proposition. This means that Brooklyn Beckham is the intimate partner primary source in the ensnarement with his narcissist wife. It has also resulted in him becoming estranged from his family, his parents, and his siblings. This is a common occurrence where an individual has been ensnared by a narcissist through marriage, with the resultant effect that the narcissist isolates that intimate partner primary source from family members. This is done so that the narcissist can utilize that intimate partner primary source to the fullest extent with regard to access of the prime aims of fuel, character traits, and residual benefits. It also aids support in terms of control. By excluding family members, often through smearing them to the intimate partner primary source, playing the victim with regard to perceived slights emanating from those family members, by projecting behaviours onto them, the intimate partner primary source is invariably conned, and sometimes the observations have plausibility, resulting in that victim deciding to enter the awful shared fantasy with the narcissist and lose contact with their family. I regularly advise people in consultation who have had a family member ensnared through marriage by a narcissist recognise what the problem is and require significant help with regard to the intervention and potential extraction of their family member from the ensnarement. If that's something you've experienced or you know somebody who has, you may wish to consider utilising my services in that regard to achieve the optimum outcome. The ensnarement also demonstrates something which is shown in this article that I'm going to read to you from the Daily Mail. Brooklyn Beckham was besieged by comments from fans who blame him for missing his father's knighthood in one of his previous Instagram posts. Sir David was made a Knight of the British Empire for services to sport and charity during Tuesday's investiture, notably his impact on football over a 20-year period and subsequent ambassadorial role with UNICEF. Unlike the rest of his siblings, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper, Brooklyn has continued to stay radio silent on his father's achievement. It's been reported the aspiring chef did not reach out to congratulate his father on achieving his life's dream, nor did he attend his investiture. Now, fans are urging Brooklyn to get in touch with his father before he regrets missing more family milestones. Beneath his cooking video, which was posted on October the 29th, comments read, "You missed your dad's biggest moment today. What a shame. Your dad became a Sir, and you were MIA. You'll regret this one day. Oh, Brooklyn, you don't realise it now, but you will one day regret these decisions. You can't get these missed opportunities of being present at special family moments back. Reach out to your dad, Brooklyn. Congratulate him. Such a special day for him and your mother. One day when they are gone, you will regret it. Your father is a humble man. Your father, David, became a Sir today, and you didn't go to be by his side. Don't know what happened with you guys, but this is just sad. One day you will have kid." Brooklyn was busy promoting his hot sauce brand at the time David received his knighthood. The Sun reports Brooklyn has not been in contact with his devoted father amid the heartbreaking family rift. Reflecting on his whirlwind day, David told the publication it was a day full of emotion and tears. He said, "Today has been such an emotional day, more emotion than nerves. In all honesty, there have been a few tears and a lot of emotion. It's been a very special day. It's something that we can all be proud of today as a family." Accordingly, Brooklyn Beckham didn't attend. He didn't even state anything on social media in relation to his father's investiture. This has prompted people to suggest to Brooklyn that he ought to get in touch with his father because he will come to regret it. They may well be correct, that at a later stage, Brooklyn Beckham will realise the error of what has occurred. But it is important that people understand that at this juncture, he's not ready to see. It is commonly the case that other family members, third parties, are able to see what's going on. That the relevant family member, here, Brooklyn, has been involved with an individual which is causing a problem within the family as a whole. Certain people are able to identify that the other individual who is married in is a narcissist and understand what that means. They are eager to try and get that primary victim to understand not only is it that the person that they have married who is the problem, that is causing ructions within the family, causing rifts and causing tensions and falling outs, but also that if the situation is not repaired, that the victim will one day wake up and come to regret what has occurred. The problem arises is that that victim is caught between two potential positions, family and spouse. It may be the case that Brooklyn Beckham recognises that some of the behaviours of his wife are problematic, but he doesn't know what's causing it. As he then flounders for an answer, he falls upon the answer of, it's my family that are making things difficult. Alternatively, he might recognise that the difficulties stem from his wife, but his family are not being accommodating and they're making it worse. And he would just wish that they would show some understanding of the situation that he finds himself in. He finds himself in an invidious position. He's caught between taking the side of his family or taking the side of his spouse. In some instances, the primary victim recognises, well, this is the person that I'm married to and I have to live with. Something's got to give. It's going to be my family. And invariably, it is. This, understandably, fosters resentment on the part of the family as they see themselves the innocent victims of the machinations of the narcissist. Why should they be the ones to miss out when they haven't done anything wrong? Naturally, the narcissist, in order to maintain control over the intimate partner primary source, continues to smear, inventing slights, taking innocent actions and twisting them. This all increases the resentment and frustration of the on-watching family members. The difficulty is that trying to intervene at the wrong time will only make it worse. It's like thrashing around when you're in the quicksand. You're only going to cause yourself to fall deeper into it. It is difficult for family members, as it is, no doubt, for the members of the Beckham family to look upon Brooklyn and see that he continues to have nothing to do with his family. It's difficult for members of the public who will recognise that he may well come to regret this rift. But the fact is, he's not ready to understand. He is still caught in a lack of understanding of what he's involved with. Undoubtedly, he may well also be affected by emotional thinking. Caught in the manipulations of his wife, the possible belief as a consequence of conditioning and brainwashing that his family are at fault, it has caused him to pick a side. He may have picked a side born more out of pragmatism rather than necessarily belief. But this whole bundle of manipulations, not knowing who to believe, a lack of confidence in the truth of the matter, the presence of emotional thinking means that the victim is simply not ready to accept understanding what they are dealing with. And the more that the family push, the harder it becomes for that individual to accept what they're saying and easier for them to brand the family as the troublemaker. That they end up being seen as the difficulty. Because for that primary victim, they realise, I have to live with this person, and therefore it's easier to pour scorn on the more distant family members because they are not with that primary victim all of the time. This is the common outcome that occurs in many of the scenarios that have come to me prior to receiving my advice. They've sought to intervene, and all they've done is make it worse. The narcissist naturally regards this as an intrinsic threat to control, so they double down on their manipulations by way of playing the victim more to the primary victim themselves and also smearing the other family members. The family members, distraught at the ructions that are being caused and their annoyance at being painted as a problem, react sometimes angrily. And this plays into the hands of the narcissist. Look, see what they're doing now? They've got it in for me. They've never welcomed me into this family. And people become exasperated and then perhaps say things that they didn't intend to do so, which are then seized upon by the narcissist as further evidence that the family are the problem. What's the solution in such a situation? How might Brooklyn Beckham be helped? Well, there are certainly things that can be done, but part of it is waiting for the appropriate moment. And that's something that I advise people on in relation to understanding when you ought to make that intervention and when to spot that the intervention should take place. At this stage, it's still too early for Brooklyn Beckham, which results in the continuing frustrations of the public that him and his family are currently estranged. Not that Nicola Peltz will be complaining about it, but for the Beckham clan as a whole, it is still too early, because Brooklyn Beckham, although he keeps getting blamed, he isn't the one at fault, and he's not ready yet to understand what's actually going on. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.